What's up, y'all?
What's going on?
We here. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
You know what the fuck is going on. Look, I just want to let this ride a little bit longer. Hold on.
I mean, we could have done without this verse though, because we Biggie fans over
this?
here.
Yeah.
This is a diss record. We can turn this down.
All right. Sorry. Go ahead, y'all. Real quick too, because y'all was talking shit. This how we loading it up this week. Oh, what is that? That's like a double clip or something.
I don't know, but whatever it is, it's empty now. We just emptying clips all week long for everybody. That was how we were feeling. Yeah. And for those of us who subscribe to the moons and the stars, we can attribute this to the full moon. That's in Libra this week because I'm in Aries and anyone with my energy or Libra energy is affected heavily. So that explains a lot. Because apparently so many things.
Apparently at the time I popped out the coochie, that made me a Libra.
In 2012.
And you know I don't even subscribe to that stuff, but shout out to Libras though. Well, y'all know, let's go ahead and I guess we haven't done it in so very long.
What haven't we done?
I guess kind of introduce ourselves.
No,
I want to do it
ourselves.
only because I want to let motherfuckers know who the fuck we are. Which camera am I looking in? I don't even fucking know because this ain't my goddamn seat. You know what? I guess we'll start it off because clearly we are a part of the umbrella that is the JBN. We listened to Joe's pod this week. We've also been inserted into quite the bit of drama. We've caught in quite a few strays. And I know that y'all just literally want women to sit and be quiet and look pretty, but is that us? That ain't us. We kind of don't operate that way, do we?
I mean, I like to sit pretty. I'm just loud. I'll be loud and pretty. Like I'm okay being loud and pretty. Honestly, and I don't want to spend too much time on this because something that my biggest takeaway from watching the Joe Budden pod for Saturday's episode was understanding your value. Understanding what you bring to the table, understanding how much of an asset you are. And I take a lot of pride in not only my character and the growth of my character and the evolution of my character, but also in my counterparts with you, with Joe, with Savon, with Parks, with everybody that's a part of this team, right? Yeah. We all take tremendous pride in how we conduct ourselves with each other as people, as human beings. And everybody is a human. Everybody is a work in progress at all times. But I think understanding the worth and value means also understanding when to speak and when to be quiet. And I think we have done an incredible job building up this platform to such a level and such a place that we can continue to grow from here and continue to ascend, which also requires us to not give anybody who's seeking attention any more free press.
Oh, hold on. Do you want to say that again? Okay, you're not gonna say that. Yeah, I will say. I mean,
I really because at the end of the day, for me, right, the one thing I will stand on is that. Well, there's two things that I'm going to stand on. Number one, I'm not going to speak to or for anyone that is not Bridget Kelly. That's
the second one?
I'm not going to defend anybody that's not Bridget Kelly. I'm also not going to speak to anybody and expect to garner a response from anybody who's not presently in my face to respond. Because that's not how I'm built. But the other part of it that I think is important too is I respect myself. And so by respecting myself, I will always move with respect. And if I feel like I'm being disrespected or being attacked, I will defend myself in that capacity, in a very limited capacity, because at the end of the day, my character speaks for itself. And however an individual chooses to move is on their character.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot, like I said, a lot of strays we caught this week. We also have a friendship with everybody involved. So I wish nothing but the best for anyone in their decision. I'll say for me, being a podcaster over the last 4 years, I mean, I literally had fucking...
Is this always how it is?
No, so I ain't gonna hold you, baby. I don't know what's going on with the New York Pods, baby, because I was talking to my homegirl.
I didn't sign up for this.
Girl, shout out to Lex P down there in the Atlanta, Georgia. They don't be doing like 85 South Port Mine. Shout out to they don't have the beef that happens up here in the New York streets. I'm not gonna lie. I will say
here's the thing though. There's no beef in the streets. There's only beef on social media.
Oh, you want to say that again, baby? Oh.
There's no shot. It's not even gunshots.
Okay, my bad.
It's really just a fact. I struggle with that. I really struggle with that because this was part of the reason too why Love and Hip Hop was not a fit for me.
Why?
Because if I have your phone number and you have my phone number, what the fuck are you talking about on social media?
No, I agree with that.
That sounds crazy to me. I'm not of that. I wasn't brought up in that generation of we need to make a spectacle on the internet and be passive aggressive and throw shots here. There's a fine line between saying things in jest and laughing about something and poking fun at something that clearly looks crazy, because we all do that, right? That's the nature of the beast. That's life. That's high school. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there's also another side of things, which is taking shots at people's livelihood and taking shots at people's character when they've worked really hard to establish and develop themselves in a certain light, in a certain capacity. And I struggle with that. So I just don't.
I was gonna say
I didn't sign up for. If that's podcasting, I
ain't gonna hold you. Nah, this some new shit, bro. I ain't even gonna hold you. This some 2021 shit.
Sheesh.
I'll say my issue more so just with everything that's gone on. I mean, because of course my phone, I've been getting a ton of calls, just people asking and wondering. I don't know why people don't mind the business that pays them.
Because we get paid, because we all get paid to mind other people's business. Some people get paid in money and some people get paid in attention.
No, well, the people who, first off, retweets ain't paying bills out here. That's
like
what
I said,
know.
some people get paid in money and some people get paid in attention.
I will say, for me, it's just more so if you gonna say something, if someone responds, you can't throw stones in glass houses. And my thing is, a lot of people throw stones and then hide their hands and don't expect people to respond. People are going to respond. And you need to man up or woman up when you get responded to, because don't think that we don't see it. I mean, at this point, like I said,
I don't think anyone cares. That's why I say to them, it's for some people, it's about attention. And that's why I said, we're going to put a cap on how much time we give this, because at the end of the day, it's not going to take me off my game. It's not going to take you off your game.
It's not.
And to be fair, I would like to lead by example. I would like to set the example for some people that are still trying to figure out how to navigate life things, because this is a life thing. To me, this is like social etiquette, social courtesy 101. You know what I'm saying? And how you conduct yourself with people. And I just think, I mean, that's where we need to leave it.
Yeah,
we don't need to give anybody else any more gunshots anymore, because I don't care enough about it at this point. I don't care enough about anybody that's not a part of See the Thing Is.
So here's the thing, right? See, the thing is, I wanted to come in here and give you your flowers, sis.
Oh, I love you.
Because here's the thing too, right? If we're leaving everyone else out of it, I do want to say that a lot of you guys questioned this show.
We give those people burn every week. Let's move on from those people, because either they tuning in or they not, and most of them still are. So thank you.
I mean, I also just wanted to say too, like, I mean, again, this takes a lot more than just showing up and talking into a mic. But I do want to thank all of our friends with benefits who have joined us over the last month. Can we go ahead?
We have to come up with a new name.
You don't like friends with benefits?
No, Savon, do you like friends with benefits?
I think it would be a great merch. I'm thinking long run, baby. I'm thinking like that would be so cute on the merch. Like, they are friends with benefits.
I would like to know if you are. please hit us up on Twitter and in the YouTube comments if you are down to spend $50 or above on some merch that says you are a friend with benefits.
Hell yeah, bitch, I would. Bitch, I sold over 100 shirts that said "Relax is just a Buddha hole," baby, with the Buddha hole like this. If people are walking around with Buddha hole t-shirts, I guarantee you they'll walk around with friends with benefits.
You might be right. Bro, you know what? I'm gonna trust you on that.
Like,
I'm gonna trust you on that. I would like to. I'd be willing to test that theory.
I mean, it'd
out.
be very fair too. I think everyone that's even sat on the couch, minus Wayno, because Wayno did not get into his anything regarding relationships. But I think that we've all been in those situations where we have either had a friend with benefits or been a friend with benefits.
That's true.
I think that I actually hold it to the highest esteem for the ones who have joined us here on this couch, because all of y'all have wanted everyone to be permanent. So I also just want to give kudos to you.
Thank you.
And our friendship, our relationship, and how much fun it is to come in here every motherfucking Monday and do the show with you. Because at the end of the day, over the last 6 weeks, it has been a blast. Y'all are still tuned in, and our friends with benefits that have come and joined us have been amazing.
Yes,
they did.
Have.
They
yes,
did.
Have.
They've come and left their stain on the couch. Oh, y'all see what I'm doing there? Okay, no, never mind. All right. Never mind. I guess.
Speaking of stains.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, you know I was waiting. I was like, yo,
waiting.
Mandii is
All
going to say something and it's going to make my segue so easy. You just came through like Robin with the assist.
Where we started first? Who stained what?
I mean, I think we got to talk about the stain that's now on Derrick Jackson's 5'6" size medium sweater.
Also, can I also say that we came in last week and I was like, hey, I talked to you and Reezy. I was like, did y'all hear about this Derrick Jackson stuff? And y'all were like, yeah, not really. I'm so glad we didn't talk about it last week because so much has unfolded.
I know,
then.
but this also falls under and we didn't even get into our things we don't give a shit about segment, which this falls under for me for the most part, because the idea of taking relationship advice from a man that's only ever in his car just is baffling to me. But that's neither here nor there.
Wait. Before we start.
Yeah. What?
I have my helmet of salvation.
What?
This is my helmet of salvation, baby, because she said it wasn't a bonnet, baby. It's a helmet of salvation, baby.
Why?
And we gonna come in here with the helmet of salvation while we give it up, baby. No? You don't like it? You don't like it?
Mrs. Jackson, I'm not nasty. I would like to just formally apologize to you on behalf of women that have taken advice or listened to for more than 90 seconds. Because I remember women, like in the very beginning, Derrick Jackson used to like post really prophetic things about relationships and why men do certain things. And as women, we would send them amongst each other, right? In group chats and stuff like that.
You're apologizing to her on behalf of who?
I'm apologizing on behalf of probably one of the women that's listened.
Let's go.
One of the women that's actually paid this man, this fraudulent cap artist, any mind on the internet.
We sorry, Ms. Jackson.
Because here's the thing, right? And we said this many, many, many weeks back about the fact that for most women, I won't say for most women, for some women, cheating is not a deal breaker. But don't make me look stupid. Don't embarrass me. Don't humiliate me. Don't drag me out here. Don't have any other woman feel comfortable speaking on me, speaking on my marriage, my relationship, whatever the case may be. And now we're watching as millions of people are sitting there looking at I'm not gonna say this poor woman because we don't know what the internal conversations have been. We don't know. All I know is this
the first time we done seen her.
This looks like he dragged her from her work from home desk.
The work from home.
Yeah, like she might have been just camera off or with audio on a Zoom meeting, and he pulled her from this space to come and sit on this couch
and say, "Hold my hand, baby,"
and say, "Hold my hand," with you know what I mean? It just with this, yeah. I'm disgusted by it.
I wish she would have blinked twice. I feel like she may need help, but also
she might be in the sunken place.
But the fact that she came out and she's actually made quite a few videos of herself explaining why she's staying. I don't know. I think my problem with both of them, and we'll get into this whole conversation in a little bit, my whole problem with them is the fact that A, yes, he humiliated her. B, he got a whole lot of y'all's views and money off of spewing just fake shit. And I think, honestly, this is, I want to align it also with what we've talked about, even with the women empowerment brunches. Like, there are literally people that are monetizing and capitalizing off of the hurt, the insecurity, I guess the space in which everyone is trying to find fulfillment in. Like, do you know how many relationships probably ended off of the goddamn advice that he gave somebody?
Right.
He literally said, you are dumb to stay with a man who has cheated on you.
But
you deserve
also,
more.
He put out a book called Heal Together Without Hurting Each Other. What in the fraudulent fuck?
Oh, shit.
Not the fraudulent fuck. No. Like,
here we go.
He's phony. She's fake.
That's the type of people I hate. Hey, and we all motherfucking hate Derrick Jackson at this point. And y'all better stop motherfucking subscribing.
Just get him out of here.
Absolutely.
Just get him out of here. And to his wife, please stop letting him speak on your behalf. Because it just looks bad. Maybe just take all of it off the internet. Maybe just do what I say every single week, which is keep your relationship exposure limited on the internet, limited on social media. I mean, especially because they are also intertwining Bible verses and spiritual nuances within all of their presentations. Enough is enough. Just take it offline. Please just take it offline.
I would say that's also just my problem. Look at him. He even responded to B. Simone. I would say that's a big part.
Shout out to B. Simone.
Shout out B. I feel like that's a huge part of the problem that I have with this too is like, y'all are not in a threesome with Jesus, baby. Why was Jesus brought up in all of the explanations as if like, I don't know. I had a problem with literally the Bible scriptures being brought up. The fact that the church and Jesus was brought into.
Yeah.
You did
into
wrong.
all of this fraudulence.
You literally did everything that you spoke out against.
Blaspheme.
And then sat there and had your wife right next to you. When in any other time, you've let women know that they should be stronger and value themselves more and walk away from a man who cheats on them. And I'll be honest with y'all. I'm glad that over the last week we got to see how people are out here frauding, faking, pump faking.
There are a lot of outlets online for therapy that are from people that actually went to college and actually practice psychotherapy, that are really fantastic resources and outlets for anybody that is having relationship issues or questions. There are plenty of licensed professional counselors. I think we have to stop idolizing Instagram and Twitter gurus, relationship gurus. I mean, this to me, I remember going back, like my homegirls would send me stuff like, be like, girl, listen to what this man says. And it's like,
I don't follow none of them, child.
I just remember thinking to myself, like, why is this man always giving advice from his car? Like, where are you going that you haven't gotten to yet? And clearly we know.
Can I also, I want to be the bearer of realistic news here.
Go for it.
So he posted a picture with his father. And it came to my realization that this man has Jamaican blood in him. And for that very reason, this all makes sense.
Don't do that. Do not. What we not going to do is slander Jamaican men.
But guess why I could do that? Because, bitch, what the fuck you think my daddy is? And I done told y'all I met all his girlfriends growing up.
My man is Jamaican and he's a stellar human being.
Well, shout out to him being, what is it, an infinity stone? They're like really rare things, right?
He's an infinity stone.
He's an infinity stone because I will say, as far as Jamaican men, and this is not going to be a slander for you too much, but I will say, being that is the type of men that I grew up with.
We could just say Caribbean men, because my dad also did the, hey, let's start a new family outside of our marriage life. So we could just group Caribbean men all together. Yes, I
would like to do that, because when he posted the photo of his dad in Jamaica, I was like, oh, sis, you knew you were gonna get to this point one day.
I'm just mad. He's built like Johnny Bravo, and nobody told us. This whole time, it's just been trapped shoulders and very little neck with a good smile, and we just believed it. This is
very little
up.
neck. Very little neck.
We've all been hoodwinked and bamboozled. And as a woman too, that
ladies, beware of the Jamaicans.
That does think it's important to inspire and uplift women. I think it sounded good. You know what I mean? A lot of what he said was in support of women and in support of women trying to make good decisions. And it sucks that, let me finish.
Go ahead.
It sucks that nowhere is safe for women to have actual honest support without an agenda. And so for all the men watching this who always come at us in the comments like, y'all always bash men. I'm not bashing men. I am actually giving props and bigging up the men in this moment who actually do all of the things that he talks about doing, all of the things that hopefully he at some point will aspire to do that he hasn't been doing this whole fucking time. But shout out to y'all, to the men, including my man, who actually do all of the things they're supposed to do and then some, and go above and beyond to shower their woman with respect, with loyalty, with faithfulness, with honesty, with transparency, and being just as dedicated to your growth as you are to the relationship. So shout out to y'all, and fuck this Derrick Jaxn man. Get him out of here with these tiny tank tops and this baby V-neck. I'm tired of it. I don't want to see him on my timeline no more.
I want to give a shout out. You know, look at this, shout out people like
we love shout outs early on.
Shout out. I actually want to shout out the women. I want to shout out the women that understand their value, the women that take the time to work on themselves, the women that know, what they bring to the table and don't settle. Because outside of Derrick Jackson, there are also men currently like Kevin Samuels who are out to make you seem like you are not worthy. Hold on, let me finish. Look, ooh.
I want. This is a public invite to Kevin Samuels. I want Kevin Samuels on this motherfucking couch. I would love for Kevin Samuels to come on this couch. Kevin Samuels, excuse me, sir, Mr. Samuels. Yes, praise the Lord. I would love to have you join us on this couch for fellowship. We would love that.
Not for fellowship.
Yes.
I also want to say one of the people that I deem as a man who has brought down a lot of the, I guess, insecurities within women and how they should date and how they should move as it pertains to men and not being the prize is also Steve Harvey. So I would say, as far as between these three men alone and anyone else who's out here giving advice, again, I want to shout out to the women that wholeheartedly know themselves. They know how to make themselves orgasm. They know how to pay their own bills. They know how to do everything that it is to them, to where a man is there is an addition. They're not dependent on a man, but also they're not seeking a relationship with a man to fill some gap to make themselves feel whole.
Yeah.
Shout out to the women who are whole without men. And that's what I wanted to shout out. Because yes, of course, I love that we can hold both parties accountable at all times, and give shout out to the men who do ride for their women, and don't embarrass them like a lot of the men we talk about week in and week out. But I do. I think that women don't need to be.
It's not hard to not embarrass women
from these men.
It's not hard to not embarrass women. It's really not hard. It's not hard to not embarrass women.
Like, baby, they don't know. I don't know.
It's really
I feel like they all took a class in school and they was just like, this is what you do to ruin shit.
Like, just embarrass yourself. I mean, just do something else. Like, don't embarrass me.
Yeah, like I said, I had an issue with the fact that they leaned on Jesus with this.
Yeah. It's a little rough.
But guess what? On the other end, I loved how Lil Nas leaned on Satan. Let's go. Give it up for Satan, baby. Not give it up for Satan. Sorry, I'm not shouting out Satan.
No.
But I will be completely honest in letting y'all motherfuckers know I love how this man got under all y'all skin. Y'all should have heard Alex and Savon and everyone else talking about this man in the room. He has everyone's feathers ruffled, and I'm here for it. And these are the feathers coming from the dark angel, not real angels, I guess. I don't know. I don't really know what the Bible really be saying. But what were your thoughts on MONTERO, Call Me By Your Name? This is Lil Nas' new single, and he released a telling video for it.
I think I'm gonna start with, because there's a lot of
layers
to this.
Let's do it.
But I will start with the fact that, considering in comparison the Derrick Jackson generation of people that have grown up somewhat hiding behind the Bible and shielding their behavior and their choices with Bible verses, when in fact it's all hypocrisy and all rooted in complete lies and dishonesty as methods of manipulation and control. We're now looking at a generation like Lil Nas X's generation who have suffered from a lot of that control and manipulation you can take the salvation helmet off.
Helmet of salvation,
yeah,
baby.
It's okay. You're
while
safe
we talk about
here,
the devil,
okay?
baby.
Yeah, okay.
All right, go ahead.
No, I really think something has to be said about the fact that Lil Nas X is from the generation that has been inhibited and disgraced and shamed by a lot of by any and every religion, right? In every capacity. So much so, in fact, that it's really difficult to imagine, him believing that a heaven exists or a hell exists for him, because everything about religion has probably said and told him that everything that he is as a human being is wrong. And so, to me, this speaks volumes to the level of rebellion, but also it is meant to ruffle your feathers. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm personally not moved by it, but I also, number one, I'm not a parent, so I can't speak to what parents feel when their kids are obsessed with this song and learning this and playing this song and making this kid money on TikTok by learning all the dances to then go from that to this. I'm also not going to go as far, though, as to say that every artist needs to be a role model. I don't believe that. I don't think that's fair. I think an artist's entire mission and existence as an artist, not as an activist, not as a social media pioneer, as an artist, is to create their own sense of expression. And if this is how he's expressing himself after living an entire existence in life where he was suppressed and oppressed and told that he wasn't enough and he was going to go to hell for being gay, if this is his response in connection to that, and this is how he's expressing himself and saying fuck y'all for diminishing who I was my whole life, then that's what this is. I'm not going to say it's right or wrong. Am I totally turned off by it? I mean, I roll my eyes because I think he's young, and I think this is going to be a phase, just like Lady Gaga and Nicki Minaj wearing candy and meat dresses to events was a phase.
True.
You know what I'm saying? I think at the end of the day, everyone has a freedom of expression. This is a lot. I think it's a lot.
You know what?
But
I'll be honest with you.
I don't. But I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna go as far as to demonize him because of his expression and because I don't. At the end of the day, I don't know what his experience has been. But I do think I will say the part that upsets me is if this were a woman and any of this were sexualized for a woman in any sense of the word, it would be taken a lot more lightly. Because she would be sexualized and fetishized. The fact that this is a young gay black man, I think bothers people more than anything else.
No, I think you hit it on the head as far as it really being an issue because he's gay. Mm-hmm. I want to say that that's really what it is because we can go back even to us growing up. What the fuck you think 3-6 Mafia is? Bone Thugs and Harmony. You have a lot of groups growing up in that era that still had satanic type of symbolism behind who they were, their videos. We talk a lot about the Illuminati. And none of that bothered any of us for so long.
Oh yeah, there's vampires. There's all sorts of shit that is demonic.
I also
everybody watched True Blood. Y'all didn't watch True Blood?
I was about to say y'all was giving think pieces every week on Lovecraft Country, baby.
Underworld.
Y'all loved that shit.
Underworld. All the Lycans, all of that shit. Everybody's entertained until they're offended.
Well, and that's what I wanted to lead to because I honestly, truthfully love this video. I thought it was great artistically. I love the fact that he fucking slid down into motherfucking hell with 10-inch heels on. I really appreciate that too because it's him like, all right, guess what? If y'all saying I'm finna go to hell, baby, I'm sliding down the pole like this into hell. And I just honestly can't be mad at that only because too, we grew up, our generation, millennials. Mm-hmm. This isn't even aging us so much. The people, the peers, think of your cousins, think of your friends, think of your family members that felt as though they could not be themselves.
Right.
And either there were suicide attempts made, either they just lived a very unhappy life. They weren't able to be who they truly wanted to be. And so I actually love that Zaya, Lil Nas X, and even we'll get into it with Waka and Tammy's daughter. I love the fact that at a young age, they're not hiding who they are because the trauma that comes with wanting to be something to appeal to everyone else that isn't you.
Right.
Hurts.
Yeah.
It's a lot. And so, I mean, I love that they are in this. We're not going to spend too much time on it. Nike done came out and said them satanic shoes ain't it. But I do want to let y'all know there was holy water
Nike
shoes.
IDs.
Was the holy water shoes a real thing?
It was a collab that he did with Mischief. And
right.
It had nothing to do with Nike. So this was
How
not
they got
a
the
Nike
check on there?
collaboration. Well, it's Nike IDs. You can really design whatever Air Maxes and stuff that you want to design.
Talk to me, sneakerhead. I don't know nothing about that.
No, I mean that's essentially what happened. And the design was with Mischief. So it wasn't a collab with Nike. It just happened to be on a Nike shoe. So that's why Nike had to come out and make a statement saying it wasn't them. They did not sanction this, human blood inside the Air Max and all that shit. But I mean,
they cute.
As an artist, though, I do want to make a point, and it's a piece of advice that I remember. I remember in internalizing when I first started out, which is that sometimes you have to give your fans, as an artist, right, not having anything to do with satanic messaging at all. Sometimes as an artist, though, you do have to give your fans an opportunity to grow with you. And I think the jump from Old Town Road to this is very jarring for anybody. It is, because think about imagine being a kid and singing Old Town Road, and it's, you know what I mean? It's a really impactful moment for, number one, for country music, number two, for a young black country artist, and then for him to be a young black man singing country music to then come out and say that he's gay. I think in all of those are all very impactful moments. So the jump from that to then human blood and sneakers and and peen popping on a handstand for the devil. Come
on, peen popping.
I think is a little extreme. It is an extreme measure to jump to. I don't personally think it's necessary. I don't think it's personal, but I also don't know what the point is. I think the point was just to ruffle feathers. I don't think the point was to make this grandiose statement about who he is. I think this really was just a big fuck you to everybody trying to tell him who he isn't.
All I know is me growing up, because y'all, I was born before 2012. I was literally out here yelling, "My neck, my back." I was Slim Shady, and his visuals were never
talking about killing his mother.
If
we were all
even,
singing that song.
If we also get into Ludacris and his visuals for a lot of his music videos, you could claim that those were inappropriate. I mean, I love that Cardi even spoke out and was like, "Yo, I hate that y'all want to involve me in everything." But at the end of the day, this conversation about raising children and how fucking music is affecting it, like if you really go back and look at, like I used to idolize and want to be a goddamn video vixen. Was that something to really look up to? No. I just...
Y'all didn't have this energy for Britney Spears when she had the snake on her body talking about "I'm a slave for you."
And you sure enough didn't have it for Lil Kim, Pink, and Christina Aguilera and Maya when they was talking about having threesomes with niggas. And I'm sitting here not even having sex talking about "Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?" I don't even know if that was really right, but that's how I used to say it.
We knew
that's
what it
how
meant.
I said it.
Yeah.
And once we found out, I used to go up to men like, "Voulez-vous coucher?" Why was I telling niggas I want a threesome at 12?
Right.
And so this idea that music is raising children,
and
get
it's
the
not
fuck out of here,
It's not to normalize that, but I
mean, I do be having threesomes now, so maybe we could blame them.
We're not going to blame Ludacris on your threesomes.
Okay.
I'm not going to blame Ludacris for your threesomes. I just don't think that's fair. But no, I don't think we have to put the onus on artists to raise children. But I do think that there should be. And he has been very vocal in explaining. He's like, "Fuck y'all. I'm doing this because there were a lot of y'all that you know tried to tell me who I was this whole time, and you told me I was going to hell. I don't even believe in hell really, but if this is what y'all believe, then fuck y'all." Which again, like I said, feels like a phase. It feels like an adolescent, immature expression to just like, you know, get people's attention and piss people off, and it's working. But
also, if y'all want to enjoy the freedom to be whatever religion you want to be, whether it be Christian, whether it be Catholic, whether it be Buddhist, whether it be whatever, I'm also going to give the freedom to anyone who may want to be an atheist or worship Satan or be a Jehovah's Witness.
I'm not here for worshiping Satan. I'm cool if you don't believe. But I don't know about worshiping Satan.
I would just say we do live in a place where we can have the freedom of sexuality, have the freedom of expression,
100%.
have the freedom to be who the hell we want to be. And so the same way y'all don't want to be judged based on your religious values.
Yeah.
The hypocrisy in putting that judgment onto someone else who doesn't have the same opinion or religious beliefs, to me, is a crock of fucking shit. I do want to say, if we're talking about even sexuality, so Waka and Tammy, I wouldn't say they're under fire because they were being praised early on in the week.
Yes.
But comedian Zoe had something to say, and I did want to play the clip of what he said because it touches even into a little bit of what we're discussing here as far as sexuality, the freedom to choose. And this is what Zoe had to say.
This is just grown-ups.
Look, Old Town Road.
While we're playing Old Town Road.
Here we go.
This has nothing to do with the children, like Waka Flocka's daughter. This is just grown-ups, people in general, the world. It's so hypocritical, and it pisses me the F off that, okay, his daughter is 16, and now she has come out that she likes girls, and she wants a girl to be his hair or whatever. Now, mind you, Waka, a couple of months ago, was bashing somebody about their gay son. Not bashing, but, you know, didn't agree. But then when it's your own, this is why I tell people, be careful how you talk about people and their children or anybody, period, because one day you gonna have to deal with it. So it's just funny in the comments, everybody's like, "Oh, he's such a good dad, he agrees letting his daughter be her." But when you talk about Dwyane Wade and Zaya, how dare he? And Zaya's only 13. Calm down, Zoe. How dare he? It's disgusting. But when it's a girl, everybody's just so, "Oh, this is amazing, great." That's bullshit.
Ooh. What? Okay, you know what? I do want to start by saying Tammy did respond, and Tammy just shouldn't have not responded because I see nothing.
No, she was right to respond because
but she
she's
didn't
still
say
a mother.
anything. But she also didn't say anything.
She's still a mother, so she responded because her child was mentioned. So we can't.
Let me stick up for my child and my man, but not say nothing.
Well,
because she talks in circles. I will say
she did talk in circles.
There was validity in what Zoe had to say, and this is my thing in talking about the issues that so many people have with Lil Nas X and his sexuality and being gay.
Yes.
that same energy is not kept for women. I will also say there's a lot of women right now that feel pressured to even be bisexual because there are so many men that love a woman that loves a woman.
Correct.
And when
it's fetishized.
when Christina Aguilera, even, sorry to keep bringing her up, but she just comes to mind, in her ex-Tina video, and I can't remember the exact name, but she like licked up on men and kissed a woman, and that being in pop culture for so long as well was a thing.
That was prefaced only slight addition to the Christina Aguilera mention. The single that she led with was Beautiful, and Beautiful was about embracing who you are. She had trans women in the video. She had a gay couple kissing in the video. Her messaging was meant to empower and encourage people to live their truths and be who they are. And I think when you lead with that, when you lead with a message and a mission, it makes everything else a lot more digestible. In this scenario with Lil Nas X, there's no real messaging other than fuck the people that tried to suppress him and his sexuality and who he is.
Did you agree to Zoe's stance that as a society, there is more of an acceptance with lesbian love than gay love?
I think this is a black culture thing.
Really?
100%. Because I think black culture in general, black people in general, we have a much harder time separating and defining what masculinity actually is. Right?
Talk to it.
There have been generations of toxic masculinity encouraged and perpetuated for years. And so I think what Zoe is trying to identify, and it is a valid point, is the fact that at the end of the day, we don't defend and protect black men in the same capacity and their sexuality that we exploit black women in their sexuality. We don't create it the same way we don't create a safe space for black men who have been abused.
We don't
create a safe space.
It's unfair.
So there is a little bit of a double standard here that he's pointing out. Unfortunately, it ended up being Waka. Waka ended up being the example.
And for those of you who aren't aware, Waka and Tammy actually do have a TV show of their own now.
Right.
And basically this response comes from praise coming from Waka being super supportive in their daughter wanting a woman to be her date for their quinceanera. So it's called Waka and Tammy.
Good show,
and
actually.
you can stream it. I think they're super cute together. Waka's amazing. I think Tammy's gorgeous. And I do love their, they've had ups and downs too, and they've definitely made it through. I will say it's a very tricky conversation to have regarding sexuality of children. And that's my problem too.
Yeah.
It's like we're literally having the conversation regarding the sexualization of children a lot of the times. If we talk about a 16-year-old, if we talk about Zaya Wade at 13, like
but again, it goes back to what I said last week.
Yeah.
Gender identity and sexuality is not the same thing.
Agreed.
So comparing Zaya Wade's experience to Waka and Tammy's daughter choosing to be with a woman, I'm sorry, I'm not choosing to be with a woman, but sharing her truth with her parents, and
I like the cleanup though.
Well, I say choose to be with a woman publicly because oftentimes when I say choose, I mean choosing a partner. She's not being forced in any direction. I'm not saying she's choosing her sexuality. I'm saying she's choosing a partner to go and be her date to her quinceañera. I think we have to continue to drive the point home that someone making a decision about who they want to be with is not the same as just as acknowledging who they are, right? So choosing a partner is not the same thing as being who you are and speaking your truth and living in your identity. It's not the same. And so the hard part about this argument is the fact that at the end of the day, you can disagree with a parenting style if you want to, but I don't think disagreeing with a parenting style is the same thing as disagreeing with the kid and what the daughter what Zaya what her identity
gender
what her gender identity is, right?
All of those things,
which to me are two very different things. And I agree. The only thing I will say that I agree with Zoe on is the fact that you have to be very careful how you speak on people's children. And I just think in general, the all-encompassing message and mission for parents, especially black parents who live in the public eye, who have a very public profile, their only mission and message should be to protect all of their children.
Well, and I do want
protect their children, whether that means You support them publicly in what they're in who they are and what they're doing and what they're, you know what I'm saying, and what their preferences or who their identity is. Whether that means you don't share it because it's no one's business.
I will say something that I truly, truly enjoyed watching. And if you are a parent, we know. Do we still call them nieces and nephews? We can't because we don't aunties, right?
Yeah, we don't aunties.
I mean, I'm trying to sit here and sitting here trying to brand us here, child. But no, I will say I watched this week Dwyane Wade on I Am Athlete. Mm-hmm. Fucking amazing.
I Am Athlete is a great
so
pod.
great. But Dwyane Wade was a guest on there, and he talked so much about his role as a parent and really making sure that not only is his child the best person that his child could be, but that he supports all of his children along the way. And in talking about Zaya, he discussed how like she came out and how she had a really, really dope teacher that was there to make her comfortable, but how he felt the need to really educate himself on how to communicate with Zaya and how to make her feel comfortable and really also sheltering her from the world a little bit, because D-Wade does know how cruel the world can be. But if you guys are a parent and you may be struggling, one of the interesting things that he says is that he realized Zaya felt out of her body, I guess, at 3 and was just wearing heels around the house. And he pinned it to that's something that he did as a child. And maybe, and he said, honestly, he knew since 8. They came out to the world when Zaya was, I believe, 12 or 13. Right. But he knew since 8.
So he knew Zaya was a girl
since
at
3.
8. Zaya knew at 3.
Zaya knew it.
And then Dwyane Wade knew it at 8 when she was 8.
And so there was about 4 years where Dwyane Wade educated himself. And another thing that I thought was very, very powering is he said they sat and watched the first episode of Pose together. And if any of you guys have not seen Pose, please check out Pose. But he said that in the first episode of Pose, by the way, shout out to Jamal. He was on my other podcast. But there was a scene where he was being kicked out because there were magazines found that were gay magazines.
Right.
And literally Zaya looked at him and was like, I can't believe this is the life of some people. Like, I'm so grateful that you accept me. And it was just really touching. Again, sorry, shout out to I Am Athlete. Shout out to Dwyane Wade. It was very touching and very telling.
I think the main purpose too is to start to try and dismantle a lot of the ideas about masculinity.
We gotta unlearn shit.
Right, about masculinity, especially within the Black community, because I think, as much as we want to play the blame game about, well, men aren't around and that's why women don't know how to turn sons into men, but it's like, as much as we want to play the blame game about all of that, I think it takes a village. It really does. It takes a village, and as many opportunities as we have to dispel a lot of those ideas about how we need men to show up as men and the gender roles and all of that. That's why I'm cool dying on the hill of equality, because at the end of the day, I'm not holding my man to any gender role standard of, well, you got to provide this and you got to pay for that because that's just what a man does. No, because I'm not going to be held to any of those standards. I'm not going to sit at home and not work and be in the kitchen. I'm just not.
Right.
So, and to keep it a buck, I'm not the best in the kitchen anyway. You don't want me burning rice. I'm gonna be honest.
You be burning rice.
Girl, rice is hard.
First off, no.
If you don't have a rice cooker,
no, girl, I do it without the rice cooker. Bitch, I do it without the rice cooker.
Rice is hard.
It is 1 cup rice, 2 cups water, bitch, and it works.
Okay.
I used to never know how to cook rice.
Okay.
And bitch, maybe it's the new pans. Shout out Aisha Curry. I got her little pots and pans now.
Aisha Curry with her
baby,
pans.
my motherfucking rice be coming out. I be like, no crunch. Oh, bitch, I be happy with my rice, baby.
I say all that to say, I'm not conforming to any sort of gender roles, and I'm not going to hold my man to any of those standards that apply where a stereotypical gender profile is concerned, because I just don't agree with it.
I also don't want to sit here and seem like we are discussing masculinity and ways of which you can be a man and your sexuality either. So I did want to segue, and
there you go.
Let's lighten it up. Can we lighten it up? I got a way to lighten it up. Let's just lighten it up.
Light us
just lighten it up. Come on. Next topic. We lighten it up, baby. Sorry, y'all. Sorry that we spent so much goddamn time with sexuality and goddamn reading y'all niggas, but y'all need read sometimes, okay? So can we get into the girl talk now?
Yes, we can.
Girl talk. Now I'm back with the jump off. Hey. So the reason why I brought that up.
Yeah. Where we going? I'm following your lead now.
Is because the Diamond Princess, just mind your business, done came out and said
young queen of Miami there.
You know, listen. Oh, I'm getting into it, baby. Y'all know this is my type of motherfucker.
I love Trina.
Shout out 305, baby.
I love her.
I want to play what she had to say. So basically, they were having a conversation.
Where was
with
this
her? I
conversation?
believe on Big Boy.
Okay.
DJ Scream. Shout out to so Atlanta Hood Rich Radio. I'm gonna play it. She discusses that she would like to be on a versus with Lil Kim. Oh. And this is what she had to say about that. So one moment. Oh, here we go.
So beautiful, man.
Oh, it's still playing.
No.
Wait, and I motherfucking sorry, y'all. I actually put a thing to Twitter, not to Instagram. So I can't play what she had to say, but I'll sum it up. Basically, she says that she grew up listening to Lil Kim. Lil Kim is a lot of the reason she is who she was as an artist. She really looks up to Lil Kim. And I did want to bring this up because you and I had a conversation. And while I grew up on Trina, I didn't grow up on that of Lil Kim. This song that I just played, Jump Off, is really like my kind of introduction to it. Like when she got kind of mainstream with it and she was on 106 and Park and shit. So Trina is who I grew up with. You say that Trina would get washed and should not consider Lil Kim as
generationally.
Okay.
Generationally.
I will say different generations.
Generationally, I don't see Trina and Lil Kim. I don't see Trina having as many mainstream records as Lil Kim. That's not an insult to Trina. Let's be fucking clear, because I know how y'all love to take things out of context and run with them. So fucking park your ass.
Okay.
Because Trina is fire, and I would never say anything disparaging about Trina. But I do know that Lil Kim has been around easily 5 to 8 years before Trina hit the scene. And that, therefore, and those were like primetime years, bad boy years. You know what I'm saying? Junior Mafia era. Like, Lil Kim has a much more extensive history in where that's concerned during that time period. And I think, and I said this to you over the weekend, I think a better matchup for Trina would be Eve. I think a Trina Eve versus would be fire.
Eve ain't moving from her white man, but to do a versus,
she don't have
but
to. She don't have to, because we could still do it on with the side by side, because Ashanti and Keisha Cole were not in the same place. We could do that with the Thrones.
One of the things that she said too is it won't feel like competition because it's a family thing.
Yeah,
I'm probably gonna be so much more engaged in her records than anything. And
this is the energy, by the way, that I fucking love about female rappers.
Fuck.
No, I love this because the real ones always honor and are fans. When you're a real artist and you take your craft seriously, every single great, impactful, iconic artist that I know was inspired by someone else. And you're a fan first. Every artist starts as a fan.
They do.
You start as a fan in some capacity. So to be at Trina's level and be able to say like, yo, it wouldn't even be a competition. I would be just fire. It would be like a family situation to hear her play her shit that I'm a fan of, that I listened to, that inspired me when I was a kid. Like,
you so kumbaya
that's the energy
right now.
I fucking love. No,
you know
because
why? Because
I have to say that because I'm sick and tired of people putting, especially with all of the dope female artists, female MCs out right now.
She about to read me.
I'm sick of putting women against each other in areas that have nothing to do with talent. And this is a moment where a talented, beautiful woman is giving credit and props to another talented, beautiful woman that came before her, and I just think that's fire. So we gotta big her up. Have to.
It wouldn't be Florida fashion without
she was gonna bring it back to Florida.
Because you sitting here with the kumbaya shit, I ain't gonna hold you, bruh. I want Trina and this one right here. Hold on. Motherfucker, respect me. You know this? You better respect me. You don't want to see this one right here?
I don't know enough Kaya records, bro.
You better respect me. I ain't gonna hold you.
I don't know enough Kaya records. I don't know enough Kaya records.
Give me Kaya and Trina. I swear to God, the whole gun state will show up. That would be like, so of course, and this was even all the way recent, up like until 2017, they've been throwing shots at each other.
Yeah.
But me growing up in my tender years, I would say 5th grade into middle school, yes, Trina, Diamond Princess,
Yes.
that was me. But high school, when I had the fake ID pulling up into the club, when I tell you, can't trust no nigga, no, you can't. And the Kane Wang with it. Are you familiar with Kane Wang with it?
No.
Are you sure? Let me play. Okay,
Play it. Because at the
Savon,
moment,
anyone in the room? So clean.
Savon's never heard this either. Parks, have you ever heard this? Nope. This might have been a Florida thing.
So first off, there's a whole dance to this. Y'all talk about the fucking TikTok era now. This was a whole, when this came on, I really, you know what? Hey, I'm going to petition here. Can we get someone in the crew at the JBN to be from the South, please? Because the fact that
this is not, for the record, I need to make it clear, I'm not coming for you. I'm not, this is not one of those coming for the South moments. I just don't know it. I don't know it. I just don't know it.
So there was a whole dance to it that later inspired
Do you know the dance?
Yes. I can't really do it with the, you don't know this song? Come on, shout out Tampa, Florida. Hold on, it's,
I remember this song.
You know this song?
I remember this.
Come on, They Looking.
Yeah, I've heard this before.
All right, anyway, I'm trying to just make sure my areola's staying. That's why I ain't really rocking or whatever.
Okay.
But this was a whole era. And so if you want...
I've heard this, but I don't, it just wasn't...
Bro, it was... So that was kind of like a guy version of the K. Wang with it. Like you just slid and came back, baby, and win and came back.
I love that you did this with the mic.
When I tell you, listen, I'm out here trying to... But I know that we love to see women empowerment and girls getting along.
No, we don't actually.
I mean, but I would.
We were asked about this very early on. And,
I would love them.
And we were like, no, the only time you're gonna see women in unity is with our Canadian tuxedos with denim on denim.
That's it. And look, that wasn't even unified.
And that wasn't even unified.
Bitch, we're not even in our.
Never mind.
Yeah, let me not go there. But I would say that I would 100% love
to see Kaya and Trina.
To see a Kaya and Trina. And no, the same way I didn't think Jeezy and Gucci could be in the same room together, that's what I don't know if they could be in the same room together. Like, it is that bad. And they have said, they have gotten that low with the disses to each other. This would be great, though. This would be my entire childhood prior to 2012.
Yeah.
This would make me happy.
I just feel like Eve and Trina came out at the same time and had the same level of success with their features, with their individual records. I just feel like that for the time period, like, the My Neck, My Back record was the biggest that Kaya had. Like, I don't know any other Kaya records. So I just, and it's no shade to her. I just don't.
Jealous.
No.
Jealous girls? No.
Oh. I never heard that song. Like, and part of me feels bad
nope,
because
I don't know it.
Listen,
I don't know that man.
I'm sorry to that man. Like, I really don't. I didn't know it, and it's no shade. I really just didn't know it. Like, and it's not to shade the South. I know my Twitter mentions were on fire this week. Everybody's like, well, you can't be shading the South, and I was like, no one's shading the South. I just don't know. I don't know the records. Like, we were not on. Like, when the South got introduced to me for real, in outside of No Limit records in like 99, 2000, 2001, outside of that, because I had a Silk the Shocker poster in my locker, but outside of that, it wasn't until like 2003
here I go.
again
I keep
with
saying
Atlanta.
that, talking about Silk Sonic. I keep wanting to say Silk the Shocker.
I know. With Atlanta.
What the fuck is a Silk Sonic? They just literally.
With Atlanta, when there was like the Atlanta like boom in like 2003-ish with like Lil Jon and Usher and Sierra and Ludacris, like during that time period too was like, okay, Atlanta and New Orleans, that was the only like Southern, and I got into Trina a little, but even then it was like, nah, New York was still, we had Dipset, we had Diplomats, we had G Unit, like we had Murder Inc., like we were not lacking any sort of local records.
I didn't know Dipset was like really popular until I moved up here.
Right.
I was like, shit.
So,
the only thing we knew is Joel's was cute. He's 18 and lives a crazy life and know what the ladies like. That's literally all. Oh boy, that's all I knew about Dipset, bro. And that Cameron started the niggas wearing pink. But I went to a school
with a pink next toe.
Yeah, well,
if you ever had a pink next toe, you are my kind of person.
I literally went to like my middle school. You could only have see-through book bags, and you couldn't wear North Carolina blue or pink because they were considered gang related at that point because of like just
everybody had
everything
Carolina
going
Blue.
on. Carolina Blue was a thing.
We all had Carolina Blue.
And so they wouldn't let us wear Carolina Blue, and we had to have see-through book bags, and even our pencil cases had to be mesh or see-through. Like everything was mesh or see-through. Like they even took away our lockers for like my 7th and 8th grade year.
Wow.
Yeah, it was some bullshit. But yeah, I really want to shout out to our listeners because what you're going to get here every week is Bad Boy mixed with No Limit, mixed with Dipset, mixed with
Diamond Princess.
Take It to the House.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. You feel me?
We should get Trina on the show.
I would love Trina. Actually, anyone from the South at this point, Bridget. Fucking Trina. At this point, anyone from the South.
Anybody from if there
y'all
are any
could come and
artists from the
rock.
South that want to come on the show, by all means, please come join us on this couch because Mandii is out here all by her lonesome, fending for the South, educating and informing us about Southern culture every week.
I'm by my lonesome and damn near all of potting up here in New York.
That's true.
Cause y'all is some real New York potters up here beefing in these streets and shit. Ooh, what's beef? That's y'all shit, right?
I know, it's the fucking
beef is
Warriors.
when a nigga, you know, I don't know.
It's like the Warriors with podcasters. It's fucking weird. I'm not subscribing. I don't have beef with anybody. Especially not if you have my phone number. I'm not beefing with nobody. I'm not beefing with nobody I know personally that got my phone number. That's not real beef to me. That's not beef. I don't have beef with nobody. So.
Well, I'll run up on you. Let me stop. We still. I ain't gonna do nothing. I ain't running up on nobody. I mean, I am, but I ain't.
That's cap. If somebody really came at you, you would. I'm too old. I'm 30. I'm about to be 35 next week, y'all. I'm about to be 35.
Dang,
I'm
you
not
are
fighting
real.
nobody.
That's
really
real
an
auntie age.
I'm really an auntie.
I'm still technically young millennial.
Yeah, you were born in 2012.
I just reached 30. But, you know, I feel old, though. I ain't even going to hold you, baby.
You was doing the K-Wang, what is it? The K-Wang dance.
Oh, my God. The way
whatever
you say
it is,
it.
K-Wang.
You sound like you do my nails.
That's mad racist.
Sorry, no, but okay, sorry.
No.
It's the K-Wang.
The K-Wang.
K-Wang.
The K-Wang.
Y'all should have heard Alex and Savon trying to... the K-Wang, the K-Wang, the Quang.
The Quang.
They were like, what is you saying? Shout out to everybody from Central Florida, baby.
Her K-Wang dance in the hallway.
And they literally were like, oh, it
reminded me
of
the
Cupid
chicken,
Shuffle.
It reminded me of the
South.
Cupid Shuffle or the chicken head. You know what I'm saying? It reminded me of that. But, it's all the same when you think about it. Culturally important. You know what I'm saying? You had to be there. It's one of those things you had to be there.
Not that you had to be there.
You had to be there.
What's crazy is literally in between, like, we had a little bathroom break or whatever, and I started pulling up on YouTube all the people doing the dance. Y'all, the videos came straight off of Blackberries and flip phones. Like there was no,
they did.
There were no
the
current
quality was
videos.
pixelated. It was pixelated as fuck. No flash.
One of them was literally recorded on a recorder. You know, the little handhelds that you used to have to put a VHS in. I was like, damn, there's really no modern TikTokers out there. Can we bring back the K-Wang and the Tampa Tony? Keep juking.
I think I need to get on TikTok. Because I like the videos that I see with the dramatic music where it's like, men always ask me, why are you single? And then the dramatic music pops. It's like, well, so are you going to marry me? Are you marrying me now? Is this what we're doing? Are we going to the church? Like, I love those. I think those are fun. I would have a good time with those.
Yeah, and they still probably take 8 hours to make, and I just don't have the time. Because
I don't think they do, because little kids do it and they don't have the attention span. So
this is their life now. Like the same way in real life, I used to be able to be on MySpace for some hours.
You right.
A bitch used to be on Me Gente and Black Planet for some hours. I used to be able to be on them AOL message boards for hours. This is what they're doing instead of those things. Jesus. On top of shout out to the kids that actually went outside.
I loved outside.
They're not even allowed outside now.
I miss outside.
Not without a mask. I don't even know what it's like being a kid.
I got one of my vaccine shots. I'm getting my next one in a couple weeks. But I did want to tell you, I signed my lease. I'm getting ready to move.
Oh, hold on, baby. Hold on. You know what that called for, baby. Let's go. We got rich bitches around here signing leases and shit, baby.
Yo, it's expensive as shit to move.
Y'all don't even know. So again, this is where I do want to give a huge shout out to the South. Because moving in the South,
y'all have
baby,
it. LA too.
You can have a whole LA ain't.
LA was not that
I was
expensive.
only gonna say LA ain't into this because in the South there's still like $800-900 rent around the country.
That's true.
Up here, literally, if you just want to move somewhere, you gotta have 10 bands.
That's pretty
12
much,
bands, 15 bands.
10 bands is about how much it costs me to move.
That's how much you need to move anywhere, and it's crazy. Like it's literally 3 to 4 times the rent to move into somewhere. And mind you, this is like fees just to move in. This
Not
doesn't
even just the fees, but the application requirements.
Yeah, that's some
I
bullshit.
needed to have tax returns. I needed accountant letters. I needed pay stubs. I needed employee letters. I needed personal references. I needed a
business. professional and
personal reference. Like I felt like I was applying to adopt a child. Like this was extensive, like a really extensive process. And I decided, I was like, so I'm either gonna live here until I die, or you know what I mean, I'm never moving, or New York is just not gonna be for me to rent anything else. I'm gonna have to buy something next.
It's insane, and I'm super excited.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm really excited. I'm gonna have a house. I'm gonna put together an Amazon wish list. I know you put together an Amazon wish list.
I did, and listen, y'all can say it's broke behavior all y'all want.
It's not.
I got like $2,000 worth of items. Like literally, I put extension cords, bitch, on my Amazon list.
I'm that way, like, because I'm gonna overlook the things like the Swiffer jet at Target because I'm gonna go and look for the $500 Dyson vacuum cleaner. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
So in my mind, I'm like, let me go ahead and put the simple things that I might forget on there, like, you know, coffee.
Shout out to adulting, because I literally was just on the phone with my friend like, oh my God, my liquid for my Swiffer jet is out. I have to order a new one. And I was like, this is really what my life is down to? Talking about running out of liquid.
Placemats.
I'm literally having conversations with my other friend because my palm tree dying. And she's like, oh girl, I done killed 3 of them. We're talking about being plant moms on the phone.
You didn't get the moisture control soil like I told you?
Yeah, I did.
Did you repot it the way I
Oh
told
no, I ain't do all that. Because then I realized how much of a mess it was making. I was like, let me just dump a little bit of this on
You
top.
have a cat who ruins everything and you were worried about a mess?
Girl.
With soil?
Listen.
Girl, I'm going to have to come
the
and
way
fix
these
your
plants be working, I thought I could just talk to them. That's what the people say.
See?
You just talk to them and keep them alive. I didn't know I really had to do shit for these plants. I be singing for them. I be letting the podcast play on the Alexa for them.
Do you do the K-Wang for them?
I don't dance for them. Maybe I should K-Wang for them.
You should. You should dance for them. But also, like, I'm going to have, my terrace is massive. So I'm like, okay, great. I'm getting majestic palms. I'm getting snake plants. Maybe you should just get some succulents, which are like cactus and stuff. They're very, very hard
First
to
off,
kill.
I was out here calling my plant a cactus, and then I put it on IG Live, and it was like, since that's not a cactus, that's aloe vera. I said, is that not the same thing? They look prickly, and they...
Aloe vera is mildly prickly. But
well, yeah, that one's dying. I was like,
what about
cactus is dying.
Did you get
the
a snake
plant? Is good.
Your snake plant is okay.
The snake plant living. The palm is dying.
Okay.
I got one of my aloe veras looking a little lean.
A little sad. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
shout out to all the plant parents out there.
you can give them to me. I'll bring them.
Nah, bro, because the way I pay for them things at Home Depot, them things gonna come back to life, baby.
Oh shit. Watering dead plants.
Yeah, man.
Yikes. Well, anyway, I think it's time for the most exciting and titillating part of our podcast.
Come on, titillating.
Freshly squeezed.
Freshly squeezed, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's the ad libs for the week.
All right.
I'm gonna work on really getting ad libs for your beautiful vocals, though.
I don't want that to be the tone for the ad libs.
Freshly squeezed, yeah, yeah. No,
I can hear Alex laughing in the other room. For the record, I hear Alex dying in laughter in the other room.
Alex, I don't want to hear from you.
Alex, how far now? Anyway, it is time for our Freshly Squeezed segment. There is a lot of good music this week.
I'm not gonna lie, there was so much. I do want to say we're gonna list off some of the new music instead of playing it all, because there was actually quite a bit. Some I enjoyed more than others. I will start by saying how excited. I know a lot of you guys listen to us and listen to the JBP. I am so happy they didn't get into the music that I really enjoy, and that is from that of Vic Mensa. He dropped the I tape, which actually came after the V tape. So I assume the next one will be the C tape. That's just creatively me guessing. But he dropped the V tape in 2020. This time he dropped the I tape. And I will say that Vic Mensa, I know I've talked a lot about albums that I really like to listen to straight through. And I want to slap myself for not mentioning the autobiography of Vic Mensa. I feel like that was actually one of, oh my God, that was probably 2019 that came out. But the autobiography was literally one of the best projects that I've heard from a rapper in a very long time. And I really wish that Vic got the credit that I feel like he deserves as an artist. He's definitely a lyricist, and he does speak out for a lot of the things that we would hope our artists, you know, and the people that we look up to do. So I want to play this one song, and it is from. By the way, it's a very short listen. There's only 7 songs, including an introduction with Dixon, which I know you had as one of your freshly squeezed.
Yes.
But I did want to play this one. It's called Shelter, and it is featuring Chance the Rapper and Wyclef. Vic is from Chicago, so it does make sense to have Chance the Rapper on there. And Wyclef is Wyclefing, okay? Just know it's amazing. So shout out. This is Vic Mensa, Shelter, off of his new iTape. Very deep, man. Be your shelter.
Fire.
Right?
I love Wyclef though, too.
Me too. Oh my God. But hero. And there are visuals for this too. Here we go. Duh. Of course he did. I just want to let this ride a little bit, y'all. Because a lot of y'all don't pay respect to Vic, y'all. And he's so good. That is Shelter featuring Wyclef and Chance the Rapper. So good. So good. And
Look
I know
at you with this.
and so what's crazy is I do
hip hop R&B
first
vibe.
off, you know I'm gonna bring the ratchet next. But I do not only do I really appreciate good hip hop, I do like a good lyricist, and y'all know I'm a part of the Dreamville fucking squad. So everyone on Dreamville, by the way, Sada just dropped some new stuff too. So that's SADA. He has a whole lot of stuff that he just dropped as well, but I really enjoy lyricists. I know I come on here and really love Kodak too, but it's balance, y'all. It's balance. I do. I have an appreciation for hip hop, as well as R&B, but when I'm cleaning my house and when I want to get ready and when I want to really get into my vibes, this is the kind of stuff I really love. So shout out again, Vic Mensa. I'm gonna pass the aux to you because we gonna go a little back and forth today. Who you got?
So speaking of projects that dropped, I know I said every week I'm like, oh my God, great music every week. I just love music. I know everybody thinks I'm such
Welcome
a
to the
jerk.
show, Justin Bieber. That's what that voice was. That was your Justin Bieber voice. By the way, a lot of people love
That's my dweeb voice. I'm not even gonna coin it as a Justin Bieber. It's my dweeb voice. That's my corn cake voice. Oh my God, it's okay. So Gallant dropped a project. I think it's Gallant, not Gallant.
It's not
Gallant. I mean, I want to say Gallant, but I don't think it's that regal. I think it's just Gallant.
I'm gonna say I see a double L. We gonna make it Spanish, and it's Gallant.
Okay.
No, okay, maybe not. All right.
So
All right. I'm trying to be fair.
Gallant dropped a project called Neptune. It's a Neptune EP.
Okay.
And he's got a couple features on here. Obviously, Brandy is just a mic drop feature.
Can I guess which one you about to play?
You can guess. You want to guess? I know. I decided to leave one open that I feel like Joe is gonna play because he always steals my joints.
Don't give it to Joe.
No, I'm gonna give it to Joe because I actually, as much as I love Van Jess,
I was gonna
he has
say
a project
that
on here with Van
That
Jess.
was the one I was guessing.
I actually really do love the song that he has with Aaron Ray. Shout out to Aaron Ray as well because he's another really, really talented R&B artist. But he has a song. Gallant has a song with Aaron Ray called Third Eye Blind. So that's this.
All right.
You know I gotta come with
Let's
the R&B
go.
vibes every week.
Duh. We know. Ooh.
Bring myself to say do. Yeah.
Oh, this is it.
This going on your sex playlist too?
Show Liz. I like this.
Yes.
Girl, you be putting me on. Come on, Gallant. Gallant.
Yes. You know,
I
I
don't
love
know.
the R&B vibe.
I
this
like
was
this.
a bop for me. I was like, oh, okay.
Can the R&B guys stop giving us names that are hard to, like, we don't know. We got Six Lack and Black. We got El Hey, Al Hey, LA.
LA.
I know.
He
Shout out
says
to LA.
LA says it all the time.
LA
Like,
did say he'll come on the pod too, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, shout out to, I don't
out
know,
to
you know
LA.
everybody.
I've known LA
But then
for
we
a
got
long time.
Giveon, Javon. I don't know. We got
it's
all
Giveon.
Bro, these names is hard. And I need like shit. I love that they also let us just mess up all their names. But as long as y'all talking about me, I don't give a fuck. Like when people leave the I off of my name, I feel some type of way. Bitch, it's a double I. Mandii B with 2 I's. Bridget, is your name cannot be spelled wrong at all. Huh?
Yes, my name is always spelled wrong.
Is
I routinely wear 2 nameplates in case the bitches at Starbucks want to act funny. And I got to be like, repeat it twice. It's in cursive and it's in caps, sis. You got
Not
2 choices.
for Starbucks?
Yeah.
Not for Starbucks. You wear the 2 nameplates for Starbucks.
I'm being dramatic. But no, people misspell my name all the time. Also, because my real last name is Kelly. Anytime I fill out forms, including at doctor's offices they just call me Kelly. They think Kelly is my first name. Like I fucked up and wrote Kelly as my first name. Like no. I saw that Kelly was the last name. That's why I put that in the right place. Like
I'm weak.
It gets crazy. But
I'm
yeah.
weak. Y'all know I normally don't talk about the whites, but last week I brought up, like I wasn't here for Justin Bieber. I was because the Peaches song is great, but I wasn't here for the MLK references. But I did bring up a white artist that sounds so soulful, and I really love him. And shout out to the tweeters and all of y'all out there who sent me the name because I was like, oh yeah, that's him. So I did just want to play it slightly. The person that I was referencing, his name is Teddy Swims. And my
he is
goodness.
a beast, some blue-eyed soul, honey.
This is him. I didn't want to play too much of it because this isn't my other song. But Till I Change is a single that came out this week. Do you hear that soul there? So yeah, Teddy Swim, y'all check him out. He has a lot of good covers, and he has a lot of good, what's it called when it's they music?
What?
They own music. It's not a cover. Yeah, there we go. Parks, fix your face, Parks. I was like, what's it called when they make their own music, baby?
Where is your water?
But I actually did want to play. I'm going to bring it a little bit ratch and down.
As you should. On brand.
I mean, Vic is very intellectual, and the people that I am about to play now, I'm not sure if they're an actual group, but they have been definitely going across the Black Twitter timeline for... This is a cover. This is a cover. And I'm just going to play it because I need y'all to see how amazing this is. And I need you, Screen Man, don't play it yet. Once I hit play, then Bridget, look up at the screen. So shout out to these gentlemen. They are from that of Florida. And here we go. Hey! Your face. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on. I'ma shoot this bitch when I motherfucking see you.
It's the strings for me. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Hold on. I gotta play the last part of this.
You could walk 1,000 miles and I still don't want to see you.
Who I smoke. That's my problem. Honestly, great
This
song.
video is fantastic.
They're on a golf course, but I will say
With upside down
the
visors
song is
on.
called
This
Who
is
I
great.
Smoke.
I love this.
This is by Spinna Benz, Wappa with the Choppa, Youngin Ace, or I guess Youngin, but that was a stressed out.
Youngin Ace?
Youngin Ace, maybe. And Fast Money Goon. Anyway, I bring this up to say I really hope that y'all just, I don't know, I feel like they took a chapter out of Bobby Schmurda's book because they said, who I smoke Bibby, who I smoke Techie. They naming niggas' names. And at that point, all I could think of was the Drewski meme. Like, the feds watching, bitch. These better not be real names, because y'all may have just told on yourself, but it's really good. The video's great.
The video's
and it
fantastic.
makes me feel like, oh
Black
my God.
Boy Joy.
This,
I'm here for the Black Boy Joy on the golf course. I think
love
this is
it.
fantastic.
I love it. And when you first play it, you may think it's Kodak, but it is not. Just some other Florida niggas. So shout out to them. And I hope that none of these names are real that they talking about they smoked. But it just made me feel good. I saw it on my timeline and I was like, oh, this is great.
Yeah. Good for them.
So I will
The
say,
video honestly makes me appreciate
the video
song.
is great.
If you just played the song, I'd be like, yo,
you would be like, what the fuck is this? But the video's great.
fantastic. So I feel that.
We were gonna get into it. I didn't think it was a great song, but y'all know Future and Moneybagg Yo dropped something talking about some shit. I don't know, make it hard for the next. Neither of y'all will make it hard for the next at all.
There's nothing at all that makes anything hard. It actually makes it easier. Lowers
Future,
the bar.
did you see what happened after you?
Anyway.
Sierra didn't. I mean, I'm just saying. Like, it was, come on. You don't make it very hard for the next at all.
Ari's so pretty, though. Is that who that is? Ari Fletcher?
Yes, Ari Fletcher's in the video.
She's really pretty. Anyway.
Everybody in the video kind of cute.
Child also dropped a record called Sleepwalking that I wanted to play.
Wait.
Child with
Child,
multiple
wait.
eyes. The way that you be trying to carry on.
Childish Gambino?
No, babe.
Who's Child? Child. Wait, how many eyes?
3. 2? 2. 3.
3 eyes.
Three
Child.
eyes. 3 eyes.
Where he?
I'm about to play this record
Is it
right
she?
now.
Child. You stay putting me on Child.
Rory actually put me on to Child,
Okay.
if I'm being honest.
Shout out to Roysters.
No.
No, I can't shoot him out.
No, you can.
Oh, okay.
No, you can. I said I know. Definitely shouting it out. This is my kind of vibe too.
Rory definitely put you onto this. This is so you.
I'm
and
training
Rory.
for the Brooklyn Half Marathon. This is on my list to run with.
Can I just say the range that these people get between the two of us?
Well, you can't tell me this shit don't go.
Makes me want to put on bell bottoms. Am I getting the right vibe? I just like the video.
Yeah.
I'm loving visuals. And what's crazy is we have nowhere to get them except YouTube now.
It's true.
So like you hear a song, but you might not know that there's even a video for it.
Yeah,
but
like
I
whatever
love
happened to Vivo? Remember Vivo was a thing for a minute? Like everybody was watching videos on Vivo and then,
Yeah,
and then YouTube was like, you thought. I don't know what happened.
I just love too that it seems like these songs are new music. And I love that kind of almost every song, Alex is able to find a video to go with it. Yeah. And it's so crazy that they're still allotting a budget towards videos when I didn't know people were watching videos like that. Although I will say Lil Nas X hit like 1 million in 9 hours or some shit with the video that he just dropped. But I really didn't know that videos were still a thing. We don't have like, again, prior to 2012, I used to rush home and watch TRL and 106 in Park.
Yeah.
And I don't think that that's available for the youth anymore. So I'm surprised that there is still a budget to put in. Like even
I'm happy that there is.
I mean, even Cardi B with the WAP video, that was a lot. With the even her
she's going all out with her.
She's going
visuals, so.
super. I think Meg is too. And so I'm just surprised that there is still this budget allotted to videos. But what was that like when you were an artist? Was there like?
Oh no!
Did you focus on that?
No, there was not that much. There was not that much emphasis put on the video. I think more emphasis when I first came out as an artist was on visiting radio stations in small markets, like making sure you would get radio play. So like going and stopping at Philly, stopping in DC, stopping at all the stations in Philly, all the stations in DC, all the stations in Baltimore. Like making sure I got to everywhere so that there was no markets missed, right? Because back then, I know it sounds like I'm so old.
Back then,
12 years ago, not even 10 years ago, we still had to go to radio stations. We still had to drive out and show up with posters of our single, sign it, you know what I mean? Do DJ and VJ drops at the radio stations for, you know, all the people at the radio station. So I mean, yeah, no, we were not as pressed about music. I wasn't as pressed about a music video as I was about just making sure I was able to go to the market, the smaller markets, and just like show love and appreciation for them playing my record. That took precedence. But nowadays it's about the stream. So, you know.
It sure is.
Yeah.
It sure is. Do you have any other, what other music, just we can name off some of the other stuff. Was there any other thing that you came across that you actually really liked?
You know what? Not that's new. I'm trying to think of this. I mean, I really was giving Gallant's project a lot. Gallant. Isn't there a car called isn't there a Mitsubishi Gallant? There is, right? Mm-hmm. So am I bugging if I anyway?
Somebody, here we go. Yep, nobody. No, I'm just playing. Rod Wave dropped Soulfly with Polo G. Young Dolph and Key Glock. Oh, I did see that. Yeah. Young Dolph. Moneybagg Yo and Future, we mentioned that. I will say, that's really bad. The King Combs with Future, and I think he thought Future could save it, and it didn't work.
It's not good. I didn't listen to it.
No, it didn't work. Oh my God, Russ dropped a new single. Did you hear?
No.
Can we?
Let's get to Russ. Wait a minute.
This is some on-air shit. I'm not gonna hold you. Oh, and LA and Masego. Oh, but we played that last week.
We did.
No, did we? It says it dropped this week. I feel like we heard it.
What Masego record did we play?
Reezy played it.
Reezy played a different record with Masego. She played somebody else.
Well, shout out LA with Masego does have a drop as well. But what is that, Russ? You gonna pull up that Russ? Because I like me some Russ. I ain't gonna hold you. Do you like Russ?
I do too. Bankrupt.
You like Russ? You like Russ? Everybody in the room like Russ? You like Russ? Let me find out. Parks don't know what I be saying. Let me find out. I need what is it? Not subscriptions, transcripts.
Jesus.
There we go.
Oh my God. This is Bankrupt by Russ?
This is Bankrupt. Let's come on, strings and instruments in the beginning.
This is a synth sound. There's no strings here.
Oh, look, I'm just trying to sound like I know music. This sounds like Russ.
I think I'll pass on this.
I was about to say it. I like Russ, but I don't know if this is doing it for me, baby. Sorry, we should have listened to that one on air.
Sorry, Russ.
Sorry, let me know when the next one drops.
We're fans of you, just not of that song.
Sorry. Yeah.
Sorry to that man.
This is what you could do with that song. You take it elsewhere, because I don't want to hear it no more. Sorry to that man. Sorry to that man. I don't know him. Shout out to Russ. We're not gonna play songs on the air no more moving forward, baby.
Right? If I haven't heard it already, I'm not even gonna take the chance.
We're not gonna take a chance on that. That's why no one heard it.
Now we know, because nobody was. Yeah, we weren't listening to it either.
That's why no one heard it, baby.
No one in here was like, "Yeah, that's a banger." Nobody. No, we just.
Everyone was like, "Yeah, okay." Well,
we gotta keep playing songs before we get on the mic.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
What is it called? False start.
A false start?
I don't know.
Like in football?
I'm trying to really.
Can you use it in a sentence?
Fuck you, bro.
Yo, I'm like, wait, what?
My words is one of those, like, I'm literally starting, like, I'm
false
on.
Start?
False. No, that's
you
not.
You mean like false advertising?
That might be what it was. I don't know. Either way, all right.
Knows. I don't know.
Do better. Do better. We could.
We'll
anyways,
do better.
I do want to
I just had a
all
whole
of you guys
fight with my mic stand.
That's why I was like trying to. Hey, we're moving along.
Thank you so much for segueing away from my catastrophe in the corner.
So I hope that all of you guys liked our Freshly Squeezed this week. We do. Like I said, I was like, damn, we really, the range.
We be putting people on, though.
The range.
Yeah, we gotta.
Not only do we put people on, I do want to say this real quick. Y'all know I don't believe in science at all. But do y'all see the chemistry? Because y'all keep bringing it up. I'm just saying. I don't know about science, but a little bit of chemistry going on over here the last
chemistry
couple
is
weeks.
science, and science wins. And
Apparently,
chemistry wins because we are winning.
But I was like, what else is it called? Because y'all felt like we lacked it for the whole first start of this pod. And then that's all I'm seeing every week. Chemistry. And y'all know I don't know what science is. So what is it, baby? Oh, what is it? Sorry, I'm just going to talk my shit real quick.
Mandii,
shout out again.
Be coming at people. This is
what
why.
I do.
This is why I'm glad.
What I do.
Imagine Mandii as a mom, right? And her kid is like in some sort of team sport activity.
Oh,
and
I'm talking shit to the whole other team.
and somebody else from the other side is like pissed off, like, you know, talking shit about the team, about her kid's team. Right. Well, that wasn't what you were saying last week. And it's like, yo, I made that comment like 2 seasons ago when,
you know what?
when your team was trash and now they're great. Okay. It's like, we have people that are listeners that have been watching us from the beginning that maybe thought we sucked, and then you know what I'm saying? They might have changed their minds. We got to give people room to change their minds.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
We're giving everybody the grace.
What we're doing? Oh my God, you guys can grow. You guys can grow and think one thing one day and then be like, oh no, I changed my mind.
Yeah, there you go.
I changed my mind. All right. I'm not gonna bring my vocals anywhere near. Anyways, I do want to bring up, where are we gonna go? Who you said go with, Ben? What we talking about now? You know what's on the docket?
Speaking of people who change their mind and their story, Kylie Jenner.
Oh, is that
started a GoFundMe?
Yes. She did.
Started a GoFundMe, and
well, she didn't start it. She posted it,
and the internet was up in arms about the fact that she was advertising for a friend of a friend to try to help them raise some money.
That's really what it was.
That's really all it was, right?
So, guys, apparently a makeup artist that had worked with her a few times a few years ago was in a really bad accident, and they needed help with the medical bills. So I do want to read, because this is now Kylie Jenner responding to the uproar in which she received. I feel it's important for me to clear up this false narrative that I've asked fans for money and am not paying for my makeup artist's medical bills. Sam isn't my makeup artist, and unfortunately, we don't have a personal relationship anymore, but I have worked with him a few years ago and think he's the sweetest. I saw my current makeup artist and friend, Ariel, post about Sam's accident and his family's GoFundMe. I'm going to go down a little bit. After learning in more detail about the accident, it compelled me to visit his GoFundMe, which was set at $10K. They had already raised $6K, so I put in $5K. To reach their original goal, and thought I'd post in my stories to gain more awareness. I do want to add to this narrative that what happened was, when they made their goal, they pushed the goal to 60,000. Oh. So by the time Kylie Jenner posted this to her social media, the goal was actually 60,000.
Which is also a crazy jump from 10,000 to 60,000.
Right.
It's kind of like, okay, so now that you know Kylie Jenner is posting for you and doing all of that, you're trying to change
I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to go there, but possibly, yes.
You changed your mind,
You
Keisha.
changed your mind. But basically, Kylie received all of the backlash for it because everyone decided to count Miss Billionaire Kylie's pockets and say,
ooh, the way the internet loves to count pockets of people whose bank accounts they are not on. Carrying on.
So basically, they said 60,000. That ain't shit to you, Kylie. You want to ask from all your broke fans to donate to this GoFundMe like you ain't got it, and that was literally the backlash. I mean, there were a lot of people questioning why she didn't just pay for the whole 60,000. And I actually wanted to bring this up because you and I had a conversation this weekend, and I felt like when I saw her explanation, I was reading it in your voice. Mm-hmm. I guess I don't want to speak for you, but could you kind of tell them what the conversation was? Basically, yes, we're talking about counting pockets, but also one of the things that Bridget and I were talking about was how sometimes, even as us, even in the success and what we want from this podcast, we don't necessarily want to be buku wealthy rich because what comes with it is so much more than what I think any of us have the brain to even comprehend. So
I would let it be known. Even if you could ask any stranger, right? If they're making millions or billions of dollars, if you just are gonna give $60,000 away to somebody's GoFundMe. Most likely not. The answer is most likely going to be no. If someone that you know is a friend of a friend is like, yeah, well, they were in this situation and they need $10,000. All right, that's one thing. She said she donated $5,000 without even blinking because that was just to help them reach their goal. They then changed their goal to $60,000. Why is it then the responsibility falling on her to pay for the rest of that, right? The conversation Mandii and I had over the weekend really was around the idea of wealth and riches and the responsibility that comes with that, right? Because I remember when I first started, everybody would ask questions because I was around the Carters. Subtle Flex has been brought to you by.
This subtle, I was gonna say it.
It's okay, I beat you to it.
Because you just threw the Carters out there real quick. I was like, that's
I remember,
you know who.
But I remember, and we can segue into what I'm gonna repeat this point with the next topic we need to discuss. But the thing that always used to bother me was that people would always ask, like, well, don't you, now that you've been around Beyonce, don't you want to be Beyonce? Don't you want to be just like Beyonce? And I was like, no, I don't want that level of wealth and responsibility and feeling like people and being so exposed to millions and millions of people in that capacity to where you don't have the privacy, you don't have the personal space, you don't have access to the personal space. It's just it's a very different life. I mean, and Kylie Jenner knows what that's like because she had to literally ghost us and quarantine herself for her entire 9-month pregnancy.
Right.
Nobody saw her.
No privacy.
Mind you, after having lived in LA for 9 years, I can tell you firsthand, press and paparazzi are parked in the parking lots of grocery stores, Pilates studios, and everything else in neighborhoods like Calabasas and Thousand Oaks and Malibu and West Hollywood and Beverly Hills. They are parked posted up waiting to see celebrities, just waiting to catch them. Not even just catch them slipping, but just catch them, period. And imagine someone that's at that level of fame and success having to make a decision that's human and they're discerning how they want to spend their money. And we're, telling them how to spend their money and how to live their lives. And I was just telling Mandii that it was not something that I ever aspired to, because I remember a small window of time where I had more fame and notoriety than I did money. And that in itself was uncomfortable because then I'm getting on a plane and people are asking me like, wait, you're Bridget Kelly. Like you're signed to Jay-Z. Why are you riding in Coach? And I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking as a regular person, my response is because, bitch, it's $1,500 and I'm not spending half my rent on a fucking flight to go back to New York for a weekend. I'm not doing that. That's stupid to me, right? But also from a regular person perspective, I don't have it to spend on that either. You know what I'm saying? I need that to pay. And if you're an entrepreneur, you understand. I need that to pay my makeup artist. I got to pay my hairstylist. I got to pay to get my nails done. I got to do my lashes. I got to do this because I got to make an appearance somewhere. So I got to fly Coach to make sure all my other shit is covered so that it was just, when we think about money and we talk about like counting people's pockets and really like judging based on people's decisions with their bread, it's really hard in moments like this to judge because at the end of the day, we have no idea what kind of pressure. That more money, more problems thing is a very real thing. We have no idea what kind of pressure and paranoia comes with that level of bread. I mean, we've watched the downfall of so many, right? We always say money doesn't buy happiness, but yeah. To some degree.
I had to play this because literally before you said it, bitch, that was my point to make. I was literally...
More money, more problems.
But I was even thinking again, when I first moved to New York, I'll be completely honest, I moved up here with $400 to my name and a bitch had to ask niggas for the rest of it. But I moved up here with $400 to my name and my first maybe, year to 2 years in New York, although I had to decide between toilet paper and food, I had the best time of my life in New York. I was at Kiss and Fly, broke as a bitch, in there with my rainbow gear on, yeah, bitch, borrowing my friends' clothes. I was that girl, up here, trying to figure out how to make it up here in New York.
Right.
But it was the best time of my life. And y'all know, y'all making the jokes about auto pay and all that shit. At the top of this year, this was my hardest mental coming into a year. I where I've been, now I'm happy.
Right.
But entering this year, I was probably the least happy I've ever been in my life that I can remember.
Yeah.
And I looked at my accounts and it was just like, isn't this supposed to make me happy? I have my ceiling to floor windows. I have the apartment I'd never thought I would have in New York. I have the partner that I've always wanted. I have great friendships, and I couldn't understand, like, damn, I'm still not happy. And so even the idea that more money brings happiness, I think that that's also, I don't know, this false narrative of what even the American dream looks like. And it's funny too, because I feel for Kylie and a lot of the public.
I don't know if I
attention
feel
that's
for her now, because she got a lot of millions and millions of dollars.
Right,
I don't feel for her.
That's right. Wait, hold on. I'm sounding like a hypocrite because I did just say I don't feel for who the girl is, Selena Gomez.
Yeah.
So my bad. I take it back. Bitch, I don't care about
feel
you.
For Kylie.
My bad, Kylie.
But I do. What I will say is the part that I do feel for, and because I remember thinking about this too, like when you're that famous, energy. you can't go to the grocery store. You can't you can't do anything without somebody's eyes being on you. That's incredible pressure. I mean, we watched it even on the Britney Spears doc. She couldn't go to the fucking gas station without somebody being in her window. Like, that's devastating, to not feel like your life is your own, to not feel like you have ownership over your space because the world feels entitled to you. That's tough. That's really hard. I wouldn't wish that kind of like intrusive nature on anybody. I just wouldn't.
Not at all. Go ahead and talk your shit because you was right. Go ahead to the next one. I see it pulled up and you said I'm a
Speaking of entitlement, I'ma save my I told you so.
Oh, no, you can give it to me.
I'ma save my I told you so.
Boom. Oh, y'all like that one? Y'all hit a little thing drop. What's the little thing? The bullet?
The bullet cap. Yeah.
Ooh, that's the cap. That's the one they be finding and catching y'all in the first 48.
That's the cap. Not to be confused with the cap that Sharon Osbourne decided to take on the talk and say that she wasn't racist. So CBS announced that Sharon Osbourne will no longer be on the talk following
I'm not gonna lie, this is surprising to me.
Piers Morgan.
This is surprising to me.
It's only because surprising to me.
And I said it to you. However, I went back and listened to the tape, and I will say my take on this was that HR protects the company. And I think that in her statements and in the fact that other previous employees or guest hosts of the talk came out and moved forward with it, that I think CBS would have had a larger thing with Sharon staying than just letting her go.
So I need to say something very important because I want everyone to know that my reason for thinking and originally wanting Sharon Osbourne to be fired are not because of any sort of racist views. The full stop. My issue, my thinking and believing that she deserved to lose her job had more to do with her conduct with her co-hosts. Period. That to me was enough grounds to be on camera on national television and scream at another grown woman that you work with that allegedly you said not 30 seconds prior to was a friend of yours that you respected and held in a high regard. Don't you dare cry. If anyone deserves to cry, it's me. All of that, all of the showboating and the grandstanding for her friend needed to stop at a certain point. I would also like to go further to say, as we're filming and recording this podcast, it is the Derrick Chauvin or Chauvin, however you pronounce, he's a murderer, so I don't care how to pronounce his last name. His trial is going on right now. And a lot of what I'm seeing on social media, in media in general, is a lot of the same rhetoric that I remember seeing with George Zimmerman surrounding that trial. And I want us to keep our eyes on the facts in the court of law. It's not illegal to be a racist. It's not illegal to be a racist. You can't necessarily get fired anywhere for being a racist. Patrol that,
right?
Your views, which, I mean, it sounds asinine when you say it out loud, but in the grand scheme of things, at the end of the day, the bottom line is your conduct with other people. This man is on trial for murdering a human being unnecessarily, for utilizing excessive force in a situation. Is he a racist? Probably. But can we send a man to jail for being a racist? No, we cannot. And I remember that being the argument in the George Zimmerman trial too, where it was like everybody's trying to prove that this man, that it was racially motivated, when in fact, it didn't matter one way or another what the motivation was. He killed a kid. Derrick Chauvin had his knee on a man's neck for 9 minutes. He committed murder. It doesn't matter what the motive was. The man was no longer a threat in any capacity. That's it. That's the bottom line. The same thing with similarly to the Sharon Osbourne situation. I don't think she should have been fired for being a racist. I think she should have been fired for how she spoke and conducted herself as a representative of CBS, of the network.
To be fair, I think that is why she got fired, because it came out that the treatment that she
100%.
had to her former guest co-host, I don't know what you would call them, but basically it came out that they too were mistreated or had certain things spewed towards them where they felt uncomfortable in the workplace.
Yeah. And she doubled down in all the interviews, honey, which also made it
did.
worse. She fanned the flames. So
Well, and then here go Piers Morgan. Like, nigga, you don't even got your job no more. We gave it to the nice salt and pepper bald man that read you fulfilled. But Piers Morgan came out and said that Sharon Osbourne is the victim. And you know what?
Of woke mob lynching. Piers, baby, you should never, while you're under scrutiny and being accused of being a racist, use the word lynching in any context. You should just shut the fuck up on that one.
You should just shut the fuck up.
You should shut the fuck up.
You should probably just shut the fuck
saying.
up. Because saying that shit doesn't sit too well. I agree.
Nah. That was your first thought? Okay. That means you think about lynching
The
pretty
first
frequently
thought
for that
was-
to be the
the
word.
first thought was woke mob lynching, bro.
I've never in my mind.
That's sick.
No
That's sick.
matter what sort of description I'm thinking of, would the word lynching ever come to mind?
That was really like, what?
I mean,
like, this is what you're doing? Like, even to see that right now, like, as a white man, you using the word lynching.
that was just
All
poor
right.
But you
All
know
right.
what though? It's
You
all right.
tried it.
People
You tried it.
People are going to be who they are. When they show you who they are, believe them. That's the bottom line. Anyway, moving right along.
I was about to segue, bitch. We was both about to segue. You know we going to the same
I
one.
spilled the wine.
All right, girl.
All right. I got
All right.
excited. I got
All right.
excited.
But wait,
Sorry.
was we segueing
We
to the same
were.
thing?
Go for it. Go ahead. You got it.
So,
And you owe Alex more money.
God damn it. No, we about to be out of here in 8 minutes. So no, speaking of believing people when they show you exactly who they are, I guess we should give a spoiler alert, right? Because it did just come out.
Yes, spoiler alert. We're about to ruin the Tina Turner documentary for you. So if you have not yet watched it, please stop now.
Before I start this, I will say a lot of y'all really came down hard on me last week regarding not knowing much of Earth, Wind, and Fire. And a lot of you took it to maybe what I was being played in my household.
For not knowing and understanding the wind.
Bitch, we didn't know the wind, bitch. We didn't know there was 9 of them niggas. Listen, baby. But I will say that Tina Turner, on the other hand, was someone who was played very often in my household, along with Marvin Sease, Betty Wright. Like, those are who was played. Yes. But then also my mom is white, so I did also have Alanis Morissette, Hootie and the Blowfish. And while he was black, the white degradation got Hootie. Hootie was not, I think, 100% claimed by the blacks. But
Darius McCrae.
Oh, is that his name?
No, that's Eddie Winslow.
What's
his name? Darius something. What is it?
Rucker.
Darius
Boom. Boom.
Rucker. I was right with the first name. Darius McCrae is definitely Eddie Winslow. I was watching Family Matters over the weekend. Forgive me.
I did want to bring up, though, that Tina Turner was someone that was played in my home so often. However, after watching this documentary, which I'm so excited to talk about this with you, Bridget, because we took so many different things from it.
I mean, I cried watching it last night.
Well, it also forced me, because I was a 90s baby, I had not watched What's Love Got to Do with It with Angela Bassett and Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne?
Yeah. What? I was getting there. But I literally rented it for $3.99
They
from
about
Amazon
to kill
Prime.
us for fucking up Eddie Winslow and Lawrence Fishburne. They about to kill us.
But I knew it was Fishburne. I said it. I said it, baby. Anyways, I literally went from watching the documentary to What's Love Got to Do with It, because hearing her speak, I will say, of course, there were not reenactments of the abuse that she endured at the hands of Ike Turner, but seeing literally how she felt that she had to be so loyal to this man. I went and watched the movie just because I wanted an idea of what it was like. And when I watched the movie, bitch, there were tears. What she endured in that relationship. And after hearing it, I also love that as a documentary, we got to hear her speak. It was a lot. I want to bring up the fact, I know you have a few things that you took away from it. One of the things that I took strongly away from the Tina doc, more than anything, was at the time the feeling that she needed to stay with this man, or attached to him in a way not only for her celebrity or for her success or for her love of music, but more so just as a woman, as a mother, as a writer. And all I thought about too was how many women and friends that I've had in my past stay with men that treated them like this and that made excuses for the men that they were with as if this is what they deserved. And so much of what Tina had to say made it seem like she felt like this was the love that she was deserving of.
Well, no, I don't. I think she knew. I think she knew after a certain time that it wasn't love.
Yes, of course, because she left.
Yeah. Well,
what's love got to do with it, baby?
Before she left, she knew it wasn't love. I mean, in the beginning of the doc, she says very clearly, like, back then, loyalty was all we had. She didn't say anything about love. In the beginning, she fell in love with him. Yeah, she fell in love with him because their relationship started as like an older sibling kind of situation where he taught, you know what I mean? He kind of mentored her and taught her, you know, how to shine in her own light, right? But then she fell in love with him because she was a young kid. She was like 17, 18 years old, so she's impressionable. She ends up having a kid with them. He's obviously in another situation, had a baby at the same time because they were two kids that were born in the same year.
There sure was.
And so they ended up getting married 2 years later. I think the beautiful thing about this, right? And because I'm also watching the Aretha Franklin show with Cynthia Erivo right now on Hulu.
Okay.
And she was also in an abusive relationship with her manager.
Real quick, can I pause on that?
Yeah.
Because that was the other takeaway. I want to let y'all know, outside of watching this doc, I also started watching Aretha. Yeah. It's a Genius documentary now from the Discovery Channel. So I was watching Aretha Franklin. I watched this Tina doc. We spoke a couple weeks ago about Billie Holiday. And what sucks is our most powerful women icons literally all endured such physical, mental, and sexual abuse at the hands of men. Right. And it's so sad because we're all learning about it now. Some of us knew at the time. I also hate the way that it was made a joke. Well, it was also made a joke.
Not even a joke. It was just normalized.
No, Ike and Tina was made a joke, baby. In pop culture, it 100% was. And I'm not gonna lie, a part of me hate how I took those jokes.
The acting portrayal, what was made a joke. Lawrence Fishburne's portrayal of Ike was really what was so entertaining to us, not the actual idea of Ike Turner. And I think watching this documentary, I mean, I cried just as an artist knowing how difficult it is to break away from a situation where you feel completely trapped and you feel like you don't exist. I know what that feels like. And to watch her, getting choked up even now, to watch her reinvent herself.
Do we need tissue?
No, we don't.
Okay.
To watch herself even at 40 years old, completely reinvent herself, right? And take on the challenge of show business as the industry is changing, as the culture is changing, right? Because in the 70s music was all about the 70s in general, which is why it's really one of my favorite decades for music, is the fact that the genres crossed all which ways, whether it was music, it was soul, it was disco, it was funk, it was rock. It deserved to then have her first solo #1 hit at 44 years old, and then carry on for another 10 years touring the world, packing out stadiums, doing stadiums in Rio with 186,000 people.
You know, that's the part where I got a little teared up. I was like,
I was in there crying.
And 86,000 people. Like, bitch, I cried when I did Sony Hall, and it was back-to-back sold out, 500 a night. And I was like, oh my God, 1,000 people wanted to come and see me. Bitch, when I heard 186,000 people showed up in Brazil to see this woman sing. I do want to bring it back to the women that may view this documentary, because again, millennials and even younger than me may not know of Tina Turner and what she went through. They may only see or hear of Ike and Tina as it relates to pop culture. But one thing that I really kind of enjoyed, because I think a lot of times when women come out of domestic abuse relationships, they speak on being a survivor and finding happiness. And this was literally the quote. I had to pause the TV. She said, "I live a shameful life, and I found a way to live with it by just being ashamed." And it's because she was in this relationship. She was so unhappy, and she kept herself there for 16 plus years. Also, for a lot of women who get away from their abusers, She left with only her name. He kept all of the royalties and everything else. So anytime, essentially, she sung any song that she made with Ike, he got paid off that shit. He got royalties. He got a check. And the idea that she was literally attached to the person who crushed her for everything of her existence, essentially, up until 2007, I believe is when he died. It's just a lot because forever she was attached to him.
Well, that's all anybody ever defines. And this was something that I remember. I remember having this conversation a few years back when I did an interview. I can't remember who the outlet was. Might have been like 6 or 7 years ago. I don't remember who the outlet was, but I remember we had a conversation about the fact that women in entertainment are always defined by who their partner is.
That's it.
Right? And I think even more so within Black culture, right? We're defined by the men that we're attached to, whether it's an athlete, right? Whether it's an athlete or it's an entertainer or it's a comedian, you know what I mean? Anything, an actor, whoever. That's always how we are referenced and defined. And you know, Tina Turner's like 82, 83 years old now. So for her to still be making a documentary in which she still even has to mention this man.
Yeah.
This man, right? She's 81. I apologize. She's 81 years old. For someone that's 81 years old to still have to make mention of that man and still be asked. I mean, and in the documentary, they show interviews, right?
Yeah,
they show a bunch of interviews where it's literally she's on her press run talking about her #1 record. And they're like, yo, did you hear that Ike Turner got arrested for cocaine possession? And she's like, I mean, I really only want to ever hear positive things about that man.
Yeah.
For that to be her response, it's like, this is probably the only time that we've ever seen Tina Turner in all of her essence and all of her greatness shine and rise above whatever attachment she had to the man, whether he gave her the name or not. To see her rise above all of that and create a legacy that literally had nothing to do with him, I think is the most inspirational thing I've seen in a very long time. So shout out to Tina Turner.
Shout out to Tina Turner. It was so good.
Katori Hall, who was also, she was responsible for Tina's Broadway musical. And she was on there as well. Black woman, really, really, really strong Black woman and creative who did a phenomenal job. I went and researched too. I'm looking up clips from the Tina musical. Like, okay, let me see. Just great, you know.
And again, y'all, I know a lot of us are young.
And she hated this song.
The fact that she also hated this song, I ain't gonna hold you.
What is it about artists? Because I hated Special Delivery. Hated.
Really?
Like, what is it about artists?
No, that was a good song. That's one of your songs. Even when you sing it
and
live,
I was like,
ooh, girl, hit them notes, baby.
Well, I didn't even want that to be the single, but I debuted it at an Essence Festival performance, and I started crying, right, because of what I was going through at the time, and it was parallel. So it was such an applicable thing to my life. And I remember sitting later on with my team at the label, and the label was like, nah, this got to be the first record. Look at how the audience is engaging with you. Like, this is your single. And I was like, fuck, I don't really love this song, but all right.
I mean, it's crazy. I do that with podcasting. Like, I'll go into the studio, and after.
You never know.
My man hits me all the time after I record. He's like, hey, babe, how was recording? How was the studio? What'd you think?
Yeah.
And I'll say to him, hated the episode. I don't know why. It didn't hit with me. The jokes weren't landing. We were talking over each other. I felt like it was a lot. Like, I don't know. I just didn't like it. And then it'll come out, and people will be like, oh my God, this was one of my favorite
episodes ever.
And so, like, I mean, I think just as an artist in general, whether you're an artist who does paint, whether you make beats and you may think, this is a throwaway, and then it ends up being one of your fucking best beats ever. But I think as an artist in general, we are so critical to our own art that we don't even think about sometimes how it'll be received by the masses. And so the fact that this was her #1, bro. She won 3 Grammys off of it. Like, was killing. Yeah. Was killing.
But it's also just goes to show that what's meant for you is meant for you.
By the way, I ain't gonna hold you, bitch. Watching her dance, I was like, let me stretch you.
You gotta get in the gym, honey.
Oh, baby. I was looking at her do high knee kicks and waving her arms. Bitch, I can't even do the up dance. Like that TikTok shit. I be like, how they move their arms so fast? My arms just ain't moving that fast,
I told you,
baby.
I'm training for a half marathon. Now I feel like I need to be practicing her dance moves on stage.
I think you just need to watch Tina Turner dance,
just
baby.
practice. That might be the vibe. Yeah.
Before we get out of here, you had one more thing you was watching, right? That
What else was I watching? The Aretha doc.
Aretha doc was good. Snowfall, we'll talk about next week.
Snowfall is great. You're watching Snowfall, right?
I just finished. I'm all caught up. I'm waiting for next week, baby.
Fantastic.
We'll talk about it next week.
I
when we can do a deep dive.
need Franklin. Yeah, I need Franklin to give up Leon. I'm tired now. This is getting a little excessive.
Oh, you ain't see the last episode, did you?
I did.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Yeah. We ain't gonna talk about it.
We're not gonna talk about it. It passed already. The next episode about to come out tomorrow. Like,
oh, it is.
yeah.
I like it. I know a lot of people are.
They want to drink his water. We gotta bring it.
I mean, so I'm not gonna lie. I enjoy Snowfall so much, and I think the fact that everyone knows John Singleton passed. Fuck. All right. Damn, that is right. We got okay, y'all. Alex is bringing up the money.
Alex is pulling up money on the screen
because I literally
now.
said this week's episode was gonna be light, bro. Talk about your little Marvel shit, and then we can get
all right. So I just want to say
that
the Falcon and the Winter Soldier is boring as fuck, and I need somebody to tell me why I should keep watching because I'm pissed. This new Captain America is a dweeb, and I'm over it. So. Yeah.
Wait, who's Captain America?
It's some random arbitrary white guy who is not Steve Rogers, who is not Chris Evans. I need to know why I should keep watching this because I'm not here for this. Oh yeah, Anthony Mackie.
Yeah,
he's the Falcon, and then Winter Soldier, who has the vibranium arm from Wakanda. So he was Bucky. That's Bucky. Bucky grew up with Steve Rogers in Brooklyn and the original Captain America.
You know what? I can't not look at that man. Mm-hmm. And see him in the Swiping Vipers having sex with his homeboy in the video games. No.
From Black Mirror.
Bitch, that's the only thing I look at him at. Like, oh, you be fucking your homeboy in the video games.
Oh,
that's
God.
the only way I view that man.
I thought you were gonna say you can't look at him and not see the guy from She Hate Me because that was like one of his best performances as an actor. But
nah,
anyway,
bruh, he is fucking his homeboy in the video games, dressed up like
from Black Mirror.
Yes, that's
a good episode. Yeah,
it's literally so good.
Yeah,
but that's what I think of when I see him. And now I see him looking like a whole video game.
I need my fellow Marvel nerds to hit me up and explain what the fuck is why I should continue watching this because I'm off it. I'm already over it with these fucking people.
Or is it
it's a season. It's been 2 episodes and I'm like falling asleep. In this last episode, I was falling asleep. So yeah, I need y'all to get with me. But we about to get out of here.
We are. I promise y'all. Next week, 90 minutes, yo.
Don't make promises. Stop. Promises. Just knock it off.
Oh,
just
not the
stop
promises. You know they made us into a meme.
They did?
Sorry. 3LW.
Oh, I remember that.
I'm sorry. You
girl.
So let me find out. So I guess I'm Adrian. Okay. All right. Anyway. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So you gonna make me be Keely with the lisp? Ain't no way.
You
Ain't
just
no
said promises.
Yeah, because you was trying to make promises to some shit you can't keep, sis.
Well, y'all, we are gonna get out of here with that of
I thought you were gonna take us out with Tina Turner. This is what you're trying to take it out.
Play love. What's love got to do?
This is some juvenile and training shit.
What is juvenile?
Jit.
No.
This is some jit shit.
Shout out to everyone who listens to See the Thing Is. Shout out to all of y'all who tweet us, who join us,
please
who comment on the YouTube.
Please keep tweeting us.
Shout out to the YouTube. Make sure that y'all subscribe to the Joe Budden Network. Make sure that y'all leave reviews, comments at SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. I'm your girl, Mandii B, the one y'all really hate, but it's okay because I'm here and I ain't going no motherfucker well.
I'm Bridget Kelly. Y'all don't hate me at all.
Yeah, because she's intellectual. I'm ratchet. The range.
I might bore y'all and put y'all to sleep, but that's just until I drop new music. So love y'all.
The range. Thank y'all for tuning in. Bye.